Got it. Hello, fellers and fellettes. I'm so glad you're here. Where you been? Oh, that's the same excuse you used last week. Come on, man. You gotta come on back every Thursday. Anyway, look, I'm gonna still be working on the the master cylinder of this 1952 pickup truck. By the way, this is 110 on this truck. I think that's right. I don't know. Some of them was mixed with my motorcycle. Anyway, here's what I need for you to do. Watch my show. Ain't that what you're here for? Oh, all right. Hey, love you guys. See you in a minute. Hey, looky, y'all. Well, welcome again. I told you before we were going to take up where we left off, and where we left off is we told you we was going to have to work on this thing, and we are, to get it where it needs to go. Now, there's a couple of things here that I've got to do to this before I can go any further. And by the way, let me just say this. Yes, things don't go as fast on my show because there's a difference between reality TV and what is actually reality. One of the things that you're going to see on like Vice Grip Garage, Pole Barn, or Puddin's Fab Shop, you're going to see them do something and all of a sudden, and then now it's running and they're running down the road. You know, that's just not realistic. What I do is realistic because you're going to be working on something and I can't believe it's taking me this, and you're going to get frustrated and quit. Well, don't. Everything takes time. Also, if you do it slower, you have time to think and do it like you want to do it. You can go to YouTube and like watch my show, watch other people's shows, see how they do it, and then you weigh it and you go, okay, well, I like this, I don't like this. Because I've gone on YouTube and I've seen some things, like for instance, I was rebuilding my carburetor on my shredder machine for my wood shredder. I saw 5 different things on there, and I ended up doing it a so much easier way of doing it. Just taking this off, taking this or slide this off, and no. All of those showed you taking the 9,000 things apart, and it took all day long, and then it's that, no. But make sure that you watch different people doing the different things so that you get the best way to do the things that you're going to do. Blah, 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 blah. I know. Well, anyway, take a look at this, for instance. This has been on there 40 years, and it really doesn't look that bad. It's made out of pot metal, but it's brown and decayed, and look in there. Yeah, it looks bad. And if you remember, it's going to look like this because it didn't have this boot on it, okay? So there's also a lot of things you know to look for that you may not have on your vehicle. This one says made in USA. What does this one say? It don't say, so it's probably China or somewhere, I don't know. But anyway, they're exactly the same, so I'm good with that. Now what I got to do is a couple of things. I've noticed that this one just sitting around here is starting to rust a little bit, and within a couple of years it's going to look just like that one. That one actually looks real good because it's been in PB Blaster and everything else. So to try to loosen up all these parts, because I got to get them apart. However, I'm thinking about maybe I would not like this to rust, even though it's going to be under the floor. So I may just go ahead and put an undercoat on it I won't have to paint it, but I may paint it black because I don't want it to look like that in just a couple of years. I want everything on my truck to look fairly decent. So I may just do that, but that's just me. That's just the way I would like to do it. You can do it any way you want to. You can paint it pink if you want to. I don't really care because it can be pink, and everybody else under their truck one day will just love this, okay? It's like they put it up on this thing and it goes up in the air and you look, oh, he's got a pink brake cylinder. I don't even know where that came from, okay? So let's just don't go there anymore. All right, so anyway, another thing here is this one has a plastic top on it, which, to be honest with you, I kind of like. Even though I didn't when I first saw it, because this one right here, I have not been able to get it off. This one, at least, you know, well, here's the thing, in many years, if this thing rusts out right here, I'll break these two things off and then there I'll be. So, I don't know, and also you can cross thread it real easy like I just did. So, I will probably end up taking this one off, cleaning it up, and see if it will fit here. I don't know if it will or not, but we're gonna see it. So there we go. All right, it's not cross-threading now. Yeah, the other thing, I didn't see any kind of gasket. I guess they figure because it's plastic. I don't know. Alright, but the other thing was, I ended up, if you remember last time, I did not get one of these bolts out. Now they slide in and out pretty good. This one not. I don't need them. All I need is those two bolts. So I'm going to clean them up. You will not be around, but I'm going to clean them up, make them look new. I'm going to put the washers and all that stuff back on there. So that this one here, okay, that's going to go on there. And here we go. Alright, there we go. So now we're all original material. Let's make sure that that's going to go in that hole, and it do alright. Alright, so we're good there. Alright, so the next thing we got to do is clean these up so they go back in there with no problem. Make them look new. I mean, just take a wire brush to them. You don't need to see that, but I am. Alright, and so I noticed that this one here, the seals look good. I mean, because it's new and everything. The only thing that I haven't gotten yet, and we're probably fixing to go on a field trip here in just a little while if I can't find one. This is fine thread. This thing right here was only going on the nipple, and then all of a sudden it wouldn't go any further. Okay, so now if you'll notice, it's going on real well, and that is because these threads were horrible. So try to get a fine brush. Steel brush, and the one that this is the one that it came off of right here. So the stuff that was on this one had gotten up in there, and so I kept going just a little bit, and then taking it off because that's where it would stop. And I said, well, it's not up in there anymore, it's over here. So then I'd take this and clean this up. So anyway, I did that several times, and now it's looking good. Okay, and also I noticed that they have a place right here, so if you get that stuck on there like I did, and I couldn't get it off with my hands. So, and by the way, I like small tools. I don't know if you guys, there's no sense in, like, if you'll notice, all of my tools in my pouch are pretty small, because they're just so much easier to handle, to carry around with you and everything else. And 90% of the stuff that you're going to be using, you don't need those big old clunky tools. So like this small one right here, you can make it go small. And just like this, see, I can't, there you go, see, I can't get it off. So here we go, we're going to do this number, and there you go. Ta-da! Alright, so alright, so we got this. We're going to clean these up. Now the next thing we got to do, that we got to have this stuff, which is, they did not send me with this. This is a banjo bolt right here. of sort. It has the fitting inside here, so I'm going to have to put a tool on here and a tool over here and break these two apart from each other, okay? Because this is the fitting where the tube came in, so these two here can be separated. This piece right here is the banjo bolt that goes inside through here. So this is a hollow banjo bolt that's holding on this block so that my main brake line going back to the rear of the vehicle, that's where this goes. Okay, and so the reason they use these is so that before you tighten it up, you don't have to worry about how if you bend your pipe too much one way or the other, because this is going to be loose and you can move this thing around all the way, and it makes it so much easier to get everything fitted. And then once you get it fitted, then you tighten everything up and you're good to go. So that's why they have this one. However, this one right here goes over and it feeds the passenger side brakes. Okay, and then this one goes down and goes across and it feeds the back. Okay, and then this one right here, well, no, I forget I even said that. That is incorrect.
Yo, he won the fighting.
This one here goes forward and feeds the two front brakes. And that's wrong too. What? Anyway, okay, let's start this over. This is the way it sits in the truck, this way. That is incorrect. Man, I'm getting everything wrong. This is the way it sits in the truck. Okay? Alright, so in other words, this is your plunger. This is the way it goes. So that when you push in your brake, it pushes this one in, and then it pushes your pressure out the back end. So this one right here is the one that goes, if I'm not mistaken, goes to the front. Okay, the driver's side brake. I think that's correct. This one goes across to a T. One of them feeds the front passenger side. The other one from the T goes down and it feeds the two back wheels at another T. Now you guys seen me do that. I am certifying that what I just told you is correct. Okay, so all of that to say, this right here is very important and it needs to be taken apart. So that's what we're going to attempt to do right now. Alright, so my tools are to the right of me, and we're going to go, oh, let's do a slipping. You ready? I'm waiting. Oh no, get your coffee. 3, 2, slipping. One more. Yeah. All right, now put your coffee out of the way so you don't knock it over with your tools. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, that's not it. Not this one. There it are. Okay, so we want that one. And this is the one I couldn't get off before. So I should be able to get this one off here. Okay, and I see now why we're going to need a vise, because I ain't going to be able to hold that, I don't much believe. Nope. Alright, so as soon as I can get my hands on a vise, we'll get back together. Well, my brother reminded me that I do have a vise. It's very small, but I do have one. So let's see if I can get this in here enough that I can use it at least a little bit. Alright. Yeah, that's going to do really well. No, not yet, not yet. Come on now. Come on. Thank you. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is, and of course this is backwards of what I need it to be, But let's see here if I can get this going. Thank you, Mr. Vice. Yeah, that just worked out well. Yep. Okay, so this is not working out. I'm gonna have to get me a decent vise. That's fixing to fall out. There we go. Let's try this now. So this is supposed to turn this direction. Okay, so that's what hammers are for. Let's try that. These glasses are not working out because they're showing you too high. Alright. Let's get a rubber. Let's take a rubber mallet and see if we can get that thing to move. I doubt it. Supposed to go. So does Lurby. Well, that worked out well. That worked out real well. Yeah, it just came right off. Okay, let's hit it this way then. Hey, I think nope, we did not. All we did was bend it. Okay. So that means that this one is brass too? I don't know. Let's see if this thing will move. Hello. Alright. Okay. Still wet. So how come I can't? Okay, now we put this in the vise. Put vise grips on this. I've got to have this piece right here. Alright, so I went on a road trip into Selma. I should have known better. Boy, this makes me look fat. Let's do it this way. I don't look fat. I already am fat. I don't need to look fat. Where am I looking? There I'm looking. Okay. Alright, so anyway, this thing has got a special banjo bolt. I was very surprised that I was even actually to put my hands on a banjo bolt, but I actually was able to find a banjo bolt. Of course, it was the wrong size, so I was not able to get that. The main thing I wanted to go get into town was, and I think we ended up saying that it was a 7/16 fine thread. I think that's right. For the push rod that goes to the master cylinder. Okay, I did find that. That was a total of 53 cents for 2 nuts. So it's worth going. Nah, it really wasn't worth 30. Well, I should have waited for that anyway. But 2 different places. Napa was not able to help me at all. We don't have it in our Napa whatever, and so that's where I got the nuts though. So those are all right. But then I went to O'Reilly's, and they were just super friendly as they could be, especially a young lady. And I told her I'd give her a shout out. Her name was Ariana, and I knew that I would remember that name because my granddaughter's name is Ariana as well. So anyway, she really tried to help me, but again, this is not stuff that is readily accessible, you know, to these part stores. I'm going to have to go to, you know, a classic auto dealer parts place like I did last time. So I'll explain what I went through here and when I get back home. So it's going to be a whole lot more
to it than I thought it was, and so I'll explain it in a minute. Be back with you.
Alright, as you can see, I am back, and hopefully my camera is actually going to be looking at what I'm looking at now before it did not. Okay, so what I was able to accomplish was getting these two nuts that I didn't really need but one, but I just wanted to make sure that I had them. In fact, I'm going to leave that one on there because that's the set nut for this right here. Okay, so when that goes wherever it's going to go, this nut is going to go behind it and it's going to lock it in. Okay, so that's when my first B flat. Okay, so that's funny. Here's the dilemma. This hole right here and this hole right here are not the same. One is different, not like the other. So as you can see, which I did not notice before, one is much larger than the other one. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm not real sure, maybe I can take this out if I can ever get it out. I actually have not tried to get this out yet, so maybe I can, and it fit this one and we may be okay. However, the big problem is this fits here and this does not fit here. Alright, so being the problem, this does not come out. I just about messed it up. This is a fitting like this one right here, and it goes in there. No one seems to know anything about a banjo bolt that has a fitting on the end of it so that you can actually plug in a line. However, I'm holding one, and yet they said no, they don't make that. And I said, but I've got it in my hand. No, they don't make that. Well, they may not make it now, but they made it then. And so what the deal here was this would go in here like this. I think I've explained this already. And one goes to the back brake and this one goes to the front brake. So that is how that worked. So I'm going to have to either come up with something different or whatever. So I'm going to, this is actually large enough for one fitting and not that one because it's too small, but this was made for just a brake line fitting apparently, and it go to tee-offs everywhere. Well, that's what I might have to do again, make one short one come out and then, you know, make a T here so the T will go that way and then it keep on going for the back brakes or something. I don't know, but anyway, so I am going to have to get on the internet and I'm going to have to try to locate and put my mind together and try to figure out exactly what's going on with these brakes and how I can remedy this little problem that I'm having. Now, there are some of you out there that are very good at this. This is one of the reasons I hate brakes. I mean, I understand them, and man, I know there are places like you know, Classic Auto, this, that, and the other, that will have these things for $1,000 a piece. I understand that. Well, I know, I'm just kidding. They're not going to be that much, but that was a large sigh. So, you know, I'm going to have to, if I get one of these banjo bolts, even with the end of it, I'm going to have to get one that fits this place, you know, this aperture here. So, anyway, so now you're as smart as me, and now you know where I am. So, I'm not sure. what I'm going to do at this point other than do a research and see what everybody else is doing, because I know I'm not the only one that has come up against this, right? Yeah. Anyway, I ended up using this. This is from 1930s. I was able to finally get this thing out of there with this, and of course this. And I also noticed that here, which I may have already showed you, is a place for you to put things like this so they don't move. So, alright, I'm not sure what my next thing is that I'm going to do, but we'll see. Well, since the last time you and I saw in that last scene, a lot has happened since then. One being, we've had so much rain that, well, let's take this one here. I'm afraid that, you know, when it rains as much as it does, you see how much that one has sunk down? Yeah, I just don't want this falling on me for sure. The front one is just as bad. However, that ain't the biggest problem. The biggest problem is finding what I need to work with. A banjo bolt that has a fitting in it seems to be a pretty rare bird. So I'm going to continue looking for that. And if any of you got any suggestions, and by the way, this is we both have a learning curve. I should be giving you homework so that you can comment on when I get stumped at certain things. I in no way profess to be a you know, a certified mechanic, because I ain't. But then probably neither are you, because if you were a certified mechanic, you probably wouldn't even be watching this show, because you would be so frustrated with what I do. I know I would be. So anyway, my wife is come here. My wife is telling me that you just ate breakfast and you haven't had your pills. She's going, I don't want to be on camera. You want me to take them pills? Well, then come here. Come here. Thank you, dear. You're in front of the camera, dear. All right. What do you do? I have a good little wife. She makes sure I take all my 100 pills that I gotta take a day. I've had a heart attack before, so all you out there that's had a heart attack, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I forgot even where I was. Alright, so all the stuff that I've been going to trying to find these parts, I really haven't had a good chance to do that. There's a couple things. For one thing, I want to make these shorter. I don't care who you are, if you're pole barn garage, if you're Puddin's Fab Shop, Chad, if you're Vice Grips. I'll get on there, and if they got a 2-hour show, I ain't got 2 hours to wait and sit and watch. You know, I'll be just fast forwarding through the thing. So I'm going to try to make some shows that are just, you know, 15, 20 minutes long, and that's about it, because my retention is not that long, so I'm expecting yours not to be that long. Anyway, the idea is for you to give me comments, because I read all of your comments, and if you have a suggestion of where to go as far as to look these things up, because I'm really kind of stumped about this, because not only is it a banjo bolt with a fitting in it, it also has to be the right size. So I would love, you know, to figure out what all that is. So anyway, hopefully next show I will be able to have those things. I don't know. There's no way I'm going to get these parts on in a week. So we'll see. So, you know, like this show was just, you know, pretty much boring content, because what I had planned on doing was, you know, bleeding this master cylinder by, you know, making the little part and let it go over to the top and pumping it. And it's, you know, I had an intention of doing all that, but if you ain't got the parts, you can't do it. So probably your next show, and I know that you guys love this, because on my short that I put out, I had, you know, 1,200 people watch that short, because it was about a 52 pickup truck. And I wish I could do the 52 all the time, but it's just so difficult to come up with parts. You know, it's something so old. So I need to get that Jeep over there. It runs, it's no problem. I just need to get it cleaned up, because I don't want to. Here's another problem. I was thinking about buying a new Ranger, Ford Ranger. And I swear, before I could get the thing, I did a bunch of research on all these vehicles. You don't want to buy anything right now. I mean, they're giving you these big incentives about, you know, all these vehicles that are 2025, but ain't none of them don't have a recall on them. The Ford Ranger was about the only one, and I'm talking about Chevrolet, Ram, Ford. Oh man, the Toyota is like almost the worst, which used to be a bulletproof truck, and now let me tell you something. You don't want to buy anything before 2000. I mean, after 2020. Now, my Bronco's a 21, so I'm right on the. But you know, I've got I don't know how many recall things on it now, and it's making all kind of noise in front. I still, you know, I took it down there. Oh, Mr. Wilson, we couldn't find anything wrong with it. $700 later. Okay, so I don't know. I was going to buy it, but now I'm just about going to be stuck with that Bronco now. Might as well put the money in it. If you buy a $60,000 to $100,000 truck right now, within half a year, it's already depreciated by $30,000. What kind of investment is that? It's not. No one would take that kind of investment. So that's why when you go by all these brand new truck places and all these new car places, in fact, they don't even make sedans anymore, just about. They're all SUVs. That's why their lots are slam full, because they think Americans are stupid, apparently. Why don't they just go back to regular? Let me tell you what 60-year-old farmer is going to worry about all these bells and whistles that they're seeing in their new truck? None of them. What they want is a 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder. When you open up the hood, you can see the ground. That way they can work on it themselves. Okay, I'm going to get off of my little preaching box here, because it makes me upset, because I'm in the middle. I want a new vehicle, and I'm not going to buy anything that's out there. I wonder why I don't get a sponsor. I don't know. By the way, I've said again, I don't get paid for any of this, so I'm surprised you're still here.
I don't believe I'd told that.
Anyway, now let's get to a more serious note. This week I buried a real good friend of mine. His name is Ben Simmons. You saw I dedicated this show to him, and to his wife, and to his family, and everybody that's involved. I mean, just a good man. You know what I'm saying? He's just a good man, good Christian man that has our values. I mean, just a super guy. I've known him just about all of my life. I've known his whole family just about all of my life. His children grew up at my church and all this kind of stuff, and you have to just say, why? Why, Lord? Why have you taken him at such an early age? And I wish I could answer that, but I can't. But God chose to take him home. Yesterday at the funeral, I saw a lot of praise and worship to our Father, which is very inspiring. Now, don't get that confused with them being happy that they took Ben. That's not it at all. They were praising God because they knew that Jesus was standing right by them as they were going through their pain and hurt and their sorrow. Because, like I said last week, God never said He was going to take us out of any of these problems. What He said was, I'll be right there with you through them. So, which leads to today. Now, this is a little long, so don't go ahead. I mean, just listen to this. This is Romans 8:31 and 37 through 39. What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through Him that loves us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. No matter what we're going through, nothing is going to separate us from that. We're going to see Ben again, and I can't wait. I'm going to see Stephen. You know, that's the one they stoned. I made a song about that. I'm going to see my mom and dad and my granddad, all these people that I knew, and I'm going to see parts of my family that I never even knew, never grew up with, but I'm going to meet them. I was grown up in a God-fearing family. I hope that you were. Unfortunately, the way that the United States is going now, that's getting to be more and more not the case. If you haven't surrendered your life over to Christ, I am praying that you do that. Because I'm going to see my friends again. And well, you know what's more important than that? I'm going to be able to look on Jesus face to face in a new body. In one that doesn't take all these heart attack pills that I have to take. But I love you guys. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Rick, don't forget to tell them not to litter. It ain't
All
funny.
right, PeaRoy, I'll tell them.
To be sweet.
Well, they already know to be sweet, but I'll tell them again. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this show. And do me a favor, don't litter. Okay? It just ain't pretty. I came driving up my road the other day and I saw all kind of litter on it. There's probably only 6 or 7 families that live on this road. So I know they're not doing it. Right over there is a hunting club. Right over there is a hunting club. Right over there is a hunting club. I'm right in the middle of it. So when you guys come out to hunt on my property or around my property, don't litter. We don't do that in your town. All right? So anyway, don't litter. It ain't pretty. Be sweet. Take seriously what I said about the Lord, because I'd like to see you again. I'd like to meet you. And so do this. Do something good for the Lord to let Him know that you love Him back. Okay? And then come back next week. All right? Come back and watch this show. All right, Ken. PeaRoy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good, Mr. Rick.
That's good. I'm glad everything's going all right. You had a good week?
So far, I've had a real good week. I ain't got rained on.
Well, okay. Well, look here. Have you heard any good jokes lately?
Yeah, I've heard a few.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and tell them first?
All right, well, I'll tell them first. All right, well, look here. There was 2 men. There's this one fella, and he was on this side of the river. And there's another man on the other side. He's walking, you know, and he said, "Hey, how do I get on the other side of the river?"
Okay, on the other side of the river.
Man hollered back at him, "You are on the other side of the river."
that's
I know that.
I never thought of it that way.
You know why the stored fish is 11 inches long?
11 inches.
Cause,
Can't say I
cause
know.
if it was any longer, it'd be 12 inches, be a foot. That's why.
Well, yeah, it would be a foot, wouldn't it?
What state is known for its little drink? The mini soda.
Mini soda. That's funny. Okay.
Oh. Well, I was gonna tell a time traveling joke, but you didn't like it.
I've already heard it. Oh, a traveling joke. I get. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
You want to tell a long joke first?
All right, I'll tell one. All right, well, a few. Why don't skeletons fight?
I don't know.
They just don't have the guts for it.
All right, well, that's funny. I get it. That's pretty funny.
All right, how about why do cows have bells around their neck?
Why don't cows have?
Because their horns don't blow.
Oh, okay, I get it. The horns don't blow.
Yes. Remember, these are dad jokes,
Yeah,
okay? Dad jokes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why did the banana go to the doctor?
I didn't know.
Because he wasn't peeling well.
It wasn't feeling good. I get it now.
What do you call cheese that ain't yours?
I don't know.
Nacho cheese.
Nacho cheese.
All right, I got one more.
All right, let's hear
Then
it.
I'll let you tell your long joke.
Okay.
Where does a bee go to urinate?
Oh, I don't know.
At the BP station.
At the BP.
I know, it's crazy.
Oh, man.
All right, you go ahead and tell your long joke now.
Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and tell my long joke. All right, well, there's this doctor, and he was at a party. And he had a friend of his that's a lawyer there. And the whole party, just about the whole time, people were coming up asking the doctor for this, that, and other, and telling him about the ailments and all this kind of stuff. And he got kind of exacerbated about it. He just said, he said, I can't even, he told the lawyer fellow, he said, I can't even enjoy this here party because everybody keeps coming up and asking me questions about it. He said, he asked his lawyer fellow there, he said, let me ask you something, what do you do? He said, it's real simple. He said, I asked for $1,000 for 3 questions. He said, $1,000 for 3 questions? That's pretty expensive.
No.
He said, ain't that pretty expensive? He said, yeah, it is. What's your 3rd question?
Oh, Lord, he got him, didn't he?
He sure did. They got him good,
I like
too.
that, man.
That's a bunch of money. You go.
All right, I got one.
All right,
Here we go.
let's hear it.
All right, so there was this man, and he felt sorry for this family.
Oh, that's a shame.
So he decided to go to the church and ask the preacher and tell the preacher about it, because the whole family was fixing to get kicked out.
Oh, that's a shame.
They didn't have no money and this, that, and other. So he went to the church and sat down with the pastor.
Yeah.
And he says, I tell you, preacher, said, I don't know what to do. I got this family that I know, and he don't have a job anymore.
Oh, that's a shame.
They way back on their rent. She can't. I mean, they don't have any money for food.
Oh, my goodness.
The kids have got their clothes is all tore up. We just don't know what they're gonna do. And if they don't come up with some money, they're gonna get kicked out of where they're renting.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
homeless.
the preacher looks at him and says, "Well, I hate that." He says, "Hey, let's sit down and let's talk about it." So he sat down a little while and he said, old preacher opened up the drawer and he started getting money out. He said, "Well, let me ask you something." He said, "Well, how much do you think it'll take to pay for his rent and to get him up on his feet?" He said, "Man, just the rent alone's $3,000 that he's got." Man, that's terrible. The preacher looked at the man and says, "Well, look, sounds like you know them pretty well. Are they friends of yours?" He said, "No, they renting from me."
Oh. ones gonna kick them out.
Yes, there are people like that.
Oh my goodness. Holy moly, man.
I know.
Oh,
Oh goodness, it's feeding the rain. Look in.
okay.
I gotta go. Let's be sweet.
Okay. Man.
Let's take it somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. My goodness.